further ado, I would like to introduce some of my favorite people that are going to present this morning on summer activities and out of school activities. So let's welcome Angie Nickell. She is our Associate Director of New Programming in Kinship Programming. And we have Amy Evans, our Warm Line Senior Coordinator. And we have ParentLink, our Early Childhood Coordinator and Family Support Specialist. So I'm going to turn the floor over, I believe, to April to get us started. And thank you so much. I'm really excited to hear this.
Hi, thank you so much, Yvette. As usual, a wonderful, mindful moment for us. And I love that. Mr. Justin's presentation last week, and I think it got us off to such a great start for like that forward summer thinking, summer air and the beautiful sunshine out there and warmer weather and warmer temps. So we're all excited. I know our Warm Line staff, we've been talking about our own gardens and what we're going to plant this year. But I love your analogy for the mental health garden. I think that's amazing. So thank you. And, we all have them. And so we hopefully have brought some fun and exciting things for you all today for the group, for not only engaging the kiddos in your care, small, medium, or big age kids for summer activities and social engagements, offering them opportunities to engage socially out there and, activate their minds for things while they're outside of school for the summer, but also maybe some respite care for you all, caring for them, doing all this hard work. So, okay. We'll dive in here and we are gonna turn it over to Amy first, who's gonna offer us some out-of-home activities. So Amy, you just let me know when you'd like for me to advance and I'll give it a go, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today is about summer camps. And so on the Warm Line, we do get calls about summer activities, camps, daycares, mentoring programs, all those kind of things. And this is about the time of year when we start getting those calls. Because we're starting to think about summer for our children and our grandchildren and our kinship children. And so one of the things that we talk about is summer camps. And so this is the website, one of the websites that we go to look for summer camps, and we can put in the location of the family and that calls us. And then of course, Missouri, and different camps come up. So the reason that we talk about summer camps is because they're a place where people can where your children can interact, get to know new people. They learn problem solving skills and they gain some independence because they're not with their with their primary caregivers the full day. They learn empathy and social interactions with other kids through these kind of programs. And then also they can give, like April or somebody said, some respite to kinship family members and parents. So if you were to be looking for a summer camp, this is one of the websites that we would go to on the Warm Line. All of these resources are going to be available to you guys. There's going to be a resource sheet, and this PowerPoint will be available to you guys, I believe, on our website eventually here pretty soon. And so, or if you need it sooner than later, you can call the Warm Line and we can email it out to you. So you can, have these resources and these websites I'm going to talk about, or you can just call the Warm Line and our specialists can help you navigate and get to these sites and help you kind of think about and problem solve and plan for summer. So, with summer camps, there is a cost many times, but a lot of times there also are scholarships. And so when you click on, the summer camp, you're thinking, okay, I'm interested in going to this, having my child go to this summer camp. Then when you go to their website, there'll probably be information about scholarships. And if there's not, you can always call and ask. And the Warm Line can also help support that. So if you need help calling and finding out about summer camps, we can do that. So, all right. So in addition to summer camps, in summer camps, sometimes they're day camps, sometimes they're camps where kids go overnight, those kind of things. They're various periods of time, but there's also summer programs or programs that kids can be involved in even during the school year. So it's not just summer, but some of the programs that we recommend when we get calls on the warm line are Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the Big Brothers, Big Sister programs, and 4-H. So April, go ahead and click into the Boy Scouts link real quick. So each of these links will help you find the place to go to find out more about scouting or whatever that resource is. And then at the top on the right hand side, you can see it says join us, and you can find put in your zip code and you can find your local scouting. Yep, there you go. Yeah, so you can find local scouting organizations. So again, these websites are going to be available to you, but you can also always call the warm line, and myself or Kelsey or one of the evening weekends warm line specialists, we will help you locate and find out more information about your local scouting organization. So you can see also that, and we had a presentation, so I'm not going to go into the website for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, but you can also click on this link when you do get access to the PowerPoint, or again, call the warm line, and we can find local chapters for Big Brothers, Big Sisters. I am going to go into 4-H, and April, if you can click on that link. So we actually have some pretty special people that work with us from ParentLink who know a lot about 4-H. That's where they came from before they worked here. And they have taught us a lot about this wonderful organization. So the page that we're on right now gives you some background information, some information about their different programs, but then it also has the Join 4-H link, and it's there when you go down, and you can click on that link and find out, how to join 4-H. So I'm going to just kind of read to you what Donna, our new Associate Director of Operations, she is a 4-H person, or she was, and she has kind of given us some information about 4-H that I just wanted to read to you guys so that you guys would know more about it. So it's a life-changing programs. They work on critical issues such as community health inequities, engaging in civil discourse, and advocating for equality and inclusion for all. 4-H believes in young people and their strengths and influence to improve the world around us. And so probably most of you have heard about 4-H or have maybe even been in it, or gone to the state fairs and seen the different projects that people do for 4-H. There's just so many things you can get involved in. The other thing that is really interesting about 4-H, and we do have a link on our resources page that you can get to, is they have hands-on activities for kids and things that you can do at home to work with kids. So that's something, maybe 4-H isn't for you, or it's not the time to join, but there are activities that you can do at home that are similar and can kind of help your children with the exact same skills, the problem solving, learning how to be a responsible community member, all that kind of stuff that 4-H stands for. So yeah, I wanted to make sure we talked about 4-H. And right now, before we move on to the next section, does anybody have any questions about camps or programming? Brad says, research notes, studies on overnight camping suggest that these experiences can advance relationship building skills and develop leadership skills that include responsibility, organization, and public speaking. Research also suggests that camp leadership experience may indirectly facilitate a wide range of college readiness skills. So that's good information. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. And thank you, Amy. And I saw one note here too from Donna. Donna couldn't be with us today, but she sent us some copious notes that she wanted us to share. And one thing that stood out to me is that for 4-H, that nearly 6 million young people take on critical issues such as addressing community health inequities, engaging in civil discourse, and advocating for equity and inclusion for all. That's pretty powerful. 4-H believes in young people and their strengths and influence to improve the world around us. And I know I'm a 4-H mom. My daughter was involved. She left the Girl Scouts to go to 4-H, and she just found it an amazing opportunity, from being able to go to a dog training project for 5 years that she did. I don't know if our dog was ever really that obedient, I mean, I don't know. She was a rescue dog, but we had a lot of fun, from dog training to cake decorating to, being able to put submit items to the state fair. It was a great time. So I really enjoyed that part of being a parent for both of my kiddos. And I think Yvette has a question.
Yeah, I was reading through the chat, and we have a question about, are they overnight, or any of them overnight camps? And then we had one, let me make sure I read it right. How is safety handled for kiddos with disabilities? So we have 2 good questions there.
We would have to look at each camp individually. That list is a statewide list that's put together. So we would have to look at each camp individually. And Warmind can help you research that and find that out for whatever camp you're looking at. So
yeah, that's a great point. I can only speak for my parent experience in the Columbia, Missouri area. There were a couple of overnight opportunities. We went to the St. Louis Zoo and actually spent the night overnight at the zoo, which is totally cool. Again, they love to have parent involvement or caregiver involvement, but it's okay if you're not able to, because there are tons of caregivers and parents who are there for the kiddos. I have never been to a 4-H event where it wasn't safety conscious. And as far as kiddos with disabilities, I think it would depend on the specific camp. One of my other kiddos in that category, accommodations were made for a couple of things that we did. So I think it would just depend on the camp, and Brad, I bet, would know a lot more about that.
Brad did put a comment in. He said with 4-H, there is a 1 to 10 adult youth ratio that helps ensure accountability and safety. And he also said that's an important question to ask when looking for camps, is how they keep children safe, and if the adults are screened, and how they assure accountability. And absolutely, those would be definitely. And if you need help, again, asking those questions, finding out that information, that's definitely something that Warmind can help you do related to the specific camp that you're looking at.
Absolutely. And I was a volunteer parent. And so I can tell you that I went through the whole gamut of, background check, the whole thing, it was a application and that piece. So Mindy offers, there are some great camps that are just for children with disabilities. Yes. Wonderland Camp in Rocky Mount, Missouri is the one I'm familiar with. Wonderful. Thank you, Mindy. We can add that to our website resources.
Yeah, there's also, in addition to that one, there's Camp Barnabas. That's one specifically for kids with disabilities also. I don't remember where that one's at, but yeah, there are several, or a couple. Yeah.
And again, if you have those specific needs, Warmline staff, we can help you kind of drill down and find the right camp for your kiddo.
All right. Well, gosh, so far, I think that we have really gotten off to a great start, sharing lots of information about ways that the kids in your home can participate in activities outside of your home that would give them some time to build relationships and friendships with other peers. And now we want to take a little bit of time and think about what activities you might be able to do at home this summer or on breaks, as we are coming up on spring break. Maybe the kids in your home have already been on spring break, or maybe they're getting geared up to go on spring break, but there's always opportunities for ways to get your kids involved at home, and just ways to, you know, turn off the TV or the electronics and really spend some time together, building those memories that are just so important. So one of the things that I want to spend just a little bit of time talking about with you is ways that you can get your kids in the kitchen or outside in the dirt. I have two boys. They're not young anymore though, but when they were little, we spent a lot of time just in the dirt, and it always amazed me how fascinated they were with rocks, sticks, and dirt. Like they could spend hours just playing in the mud. So we did a lot of that. But if you would like to be a little bit more productive with their dirt play, there's always growing vegetables and planting. And we got a great start, an introduction to that last week with Justin. And I just wanted to point out a few websites that we have linked on our webpage, and I'll show you how to get there at the conclusion of this presentation, so you all have that step-by-step instruction. But we have lots of different fun things that you can, you know, spend some time looking at on our website. So we have a link to a document that provides some information, just gardening activities by age. So we have this resource, and it is broken out by different age groups. So we have some information about how to get preschoolers, age 3 to 4, involved in gardening. And then it moves up to kindergarten, young elementary school, age 6 and 7, middle elementary school kiddos, age 8 and 9, late elementary school and tweens, ages 10 and 11, and then the early teen years, ages 12 and 13. And I would even like to say, don't stop there. You know, kids older than age 13 can not only have a lot of fun, but they can also be very helpful. You know, so it's a great way for them to be able to participate in an activity with you that, you know, that there's a tangible result at the end of the time that they're spending in that garden, and providing care to the seeds that they've planted, or the bulb that they've you know, put in the ground. And it's so much fun for them to see what that becomes. And then you know, if you decide to plant vegetables or those kinds of things, maybe you know, like a blueberry bush, or we used to have strawberries. It's just so much fun for them to go out there and pick them, and you know, then get them in the kitchen and get them, you know, in a safe way, but helping you cook and get those vegetables and fruit items ready for dinner. So just lots of fun ideas and ways to, again, just create those memories with kids and build skills. You know, it's always a good idea for them to learn how to do new things, especially with you. So, all right. So along with that, just, you know, thinking a little bit again about nutrition and how to incorporate fun crafts and activities into teaching kids about eating healthy, and, you know, ways to make sure that they're putting good things in their bodies and helping them grow. I love the different items here that April found for us, where we have the little shish kebabs of fruit. And so, you know, we have different, if you have cookie cutters or things that you can do to cut out pieces of pineapple or melons or whatever, you know, tickles your fancy or their fancy as far as what fruit they like to eat. And then just, you know, spending time stringing those on a fruit kebab. It just makes it kind of more fun and interesting for them to eat, or, you know, prepare for others. They can, something that they can be really, really excited about and proud of to share. We also have this really fun and cute little idea of ways to use hollowed out eggshells. So, you know, maybe you have an eggshell that you've been able to use for scrambled eggs or something else. And then you can cut off the top of that and, just with a damp paper towel, wash it out, put a little dirt in there and then plant some seeds. And that would be a fun activity for them to be able to do inside. So even when the weather doesn't always cooperate, this is a fun way, excuse me, for them to be able to grow a little herb garden inside the house. I think in that can we have some garlic cloves.
Mm-hmm.
And another really fun activity for them to be able to do inside or, on a deck. We talked about some container planting. That's another picture that we have in the top left corner of this slide is actually from one of the videos that Justin shared with us. And we do have several of those videos that Justin shared posted on our website now. So you can go out there and learn more about container planting. But it's just so great that there are just so many ways that families can plant and get their kids involved in that, whether you have enough area in your yard or a plot of land to do some of that, but also just, inside the house in fun little ways or containers on your deck or patio or whatnot. And I think we might have some comments or questions here. Oh yeah, let's see. Is there information about canning those vegetables to get them interested? What a fantastic question. You know what? I don't know that we have a link right now on our website to ways to can vegetables. But my grandma also used to can meat. So I'm going to look for some of those and see if we can get some of those posted. That's a great idea.
I love that, Angie. And one thing we grow at our Ravert family garden, we have a berry garden, and there's an easy process of like a 2-hour canning method for jams, fruit jams and pepper jellies. And, I have, it's just tons of fun. And a great way for kiddos to get involved. They can mash the fruit, and it's just tons of fun to eat what you make and grow what you eat. So, all right. So those are great comment. We're going to hand it off to our Amy now, who's going to talk. Thank you so much, Angie. We're getting so involved with our work here. We're forgetting our transitions, aren't we? No judgment. Okay. So Amy's going to talk to us about the very important topic of emotional regulation. And this goes for ourselves, guys, big people as well as little people, right, Amy?
Yes, it does.
Take it away.
So summers can be lots of fun, and the kids are home and outdoor activities, but also it can be lots of work and lots of stress. The kids are home, they're not in school. Routines change. Routines aren't as structured, so it can kind of change the dynamic, and those changes can cause little ones to have emotional dysregulation, and also us as parents and as kinship care providers, we can struggle with that also. And so I think a really important part of summer planning is thinking about emotional regulation. And so there's 4 different components to emotions and emotional regulation. One is being able to identify emotions in general. The second one, and then being able to identify those emotions in oneself. So in general, being able to say sad, that person's sad, they have a frown on their face, they're crying, noticing those kind of things. But then the second part that's kind of an extension of that, that's very important, is being able to notice, oh, I'm sad. I can tell I'm sad because I don't feel like getting up, or or I have a frown on my face, or I feel like crying, or, whatever it is. So being able to identify emotions in oneself, and then also being able to identify and empathize with others and their emotions. And then the fourth component is being able to manage emotions. And that's that ultimate emotional regulation, being able to regulate when you're feeling like your emotions are at a 10 as opposed to a 3. So being able to, bring those emotions back down to, a manageable level. And so in summer activities, one of the things that I really recommend is to, number one, especially for younger children, to have a feelings chart, to kind of have it hanging up somewhere in the house, maybe on the refrigerator, and then just check in with your kids. How are you feeling today? And, let them see the faces on the, emotion chart, and let them choose so that you can kind of check in with them and see how they're doing. That's important. And that is part of that emotional identification and identifying emotions in oneself. It depends on the age of the child, if they know that, if they're able to understand this is a secondary emotion, how deep to go into that. So in counseling, we definitely teach that, I maybe we notice the anger that a child is expressing. We notice that, but that's a lot of times a secondary emotion to the sadness or the guilt or the whatever, has kind of happened before. And so, yeah, that's definitely something to work with and to teach kids. Younger kids, you have to you might teach, gosh, I can see you're angry, but I also know you were sad before because your brother took your toy, kind of thing. They won't really understand that's a primary, that's a secondary emotion, but say, sounds like you are sad and angry, and then work on that. So there's lots of activities here in the emotional regulation section. So you can, when it's on the website, you can click on them, or we can send this to you. Like I said, call the warm line. They will also have access to this PowerPoint and all of the activities on emotional regulation, and they can help you develop your summer plan. So here's some examples of some of the things that you will find at those link emotions discovery bottles. So those are those glitter bottles. There's some examples of feelings charts, and then board games that you can make into emotional identification games. And then this Jenga game is really cool. They will choose a Jenga block from whichever section, and then they have to talk about a time like when they felt joy or those kind of things based on what block they choose. Okay, so now I'm going to transition this to April, who is going to give you some more other fun activities for summer.
All right. Thank you, Amy. I love the emotional Jenga game. And that's something I've noticed. I don't know if you guys have like local hardware stores, but like our Ace hardware store in Columbia, we have two, and they'll actually they'll do cuts for you if you don't have a saw at home, and you could just make your own with a few 2x4. So that I love that idea. So these are other fun activities. Amy and I spent some time yesterday going through this. We're going to share just a couple of links on here that we wanted to make sure that you guys had, but we wanted to just kind of direct your attention to the Missouri State Parks for sure. Let's click on that link. So for the whole state of Missouri, you can go to this one link. All you do is put in your location, and you can find state parks near you on, trails, all the different activities, things to do, find your park here. So this right here gives you a whole list. If you just click on find your park and what you want to do, you can find the park that's in your, they have a little map here with your region. So I just love that. So we thought that was a fun link to offer you guys. And I don't see any questions, so we'll move right along. And Amy and I also thought that, and Angie thought that swimming, so water safety, especially, is important if we do have those special need kiddos that need some adaptation or supports. It's really important to know water safety, but we thought this was a fun site to go to top 10 tips for water safety and water wisdom. Yeah, icy conditions. And then they have a lot of helpful links on the site here. And this is from the CDC. So this is the good stuff that we wanted to bring you. So are we okay to move along to some fun arts and crafts and games? Okay. All right. So, you know, the one thing I wanted to put on here for sure, this is kind of old school, but I'm really into recycling. I love to make jewelry, even from recycled thrift store jewelry or vintage jewelry. And I like to do the same thing. When my kids were little, like Angie said, I had one who never liked any store-bought toy. He made his own with duct tape, styrofoam, cardboard, that kind of thing. So he made his own toys. And on rainy days, we loved to make homemade crayons. And you just need an old muffin tin. And I would suggest an old one because you're not going to make muffins in it again. Okay. So, and then now these days, they have fun little molds. And I did a little shopping online. And so really, you know, for $5 or under, you can find some cool things. You can get into the money a little bit here if you do letter shapes. And then you can also make, hey, DIY bathtub crayons. How fun is that? So again, if you jump on the website, you can see the recipe. Oh, one last thing. I'm all about recycling too and making gifts. I thought, what a fun birthday gift. You know, you could spell the birthday child's name out and put it in a little bag. How fun is that? A gift of love there, handmade love. So let's move along. And then these are some other craft ideas. And I think these are great, not only for littles, but for bigs and even us. I spy bottles. I mentioned this, I think last week or in, I don't know, with the group, grandparents. My kids love doing this with their grandparents. You know, if they don't see them all the time, or for a loved one they may not see very often, they can make a I Spy bottle with them. And again, these are from materials that you can make from around the house. Other ideas, again, these are all links, guys. You can just link right in, but you can make musical instruments. I bet Brad can even make a ukulele out of stuff he finds around the house. We should make that a Brad challenge. And then indoor and outdoor games. So again, for those rainy days, there are a lot of crazy things you can do with just painter's tape, just different types of tape that you might find in your garage. We used to make obstacle courses. And for those parents or caregivers working at home during the pandemic, I've seen a lot of creative obstacle courses. Tic-tac-toe you can make. The fun thing about tic-tac-toe indoors or outdoors, we did a little fun thing at Fun Fest with dollar store hula hoops and frisbees. ParentLink has frisbees. You guys should all have a ParentLink frisbee. If you don't, let us know, hit us up and we'll get you one. But you can play it outdoors. And also the bean bags. I saw a little recipe on here and it is listed on the link. You can make bean bags out of, again, rice, corn, dried corn, beans, out of children's socks. So like those socks, those mismatched socks, or where the sock monster got them out of the dryer, you can save those socks and make little bean bags out of the socks. So how cool is that? And that's on the link too. Okay, it's 10:47, guys. We got to hustle. All right, so other crafts and things that I found, fun bubble making recipes from home. This little guy has got a half of a half-liter bottle, plastic bottle cut with it looks like onion netting that you buy your onions at the store with. And he made, look at that amazing bubble machine he made. And then here is a recipe for bubble wands. So all kinds of good stuff. I am going to turn it back over to Angie, who's going to close for us, and she's going to go over next steps and how to find these materials on the website. And thank you so much for your comments. I see another one in the chat, but yeah, so like canning for young people. I can find that recipe, and I know Angie's got a family recipe, so we'll get that on there. But Angie, take it away and I'll look at the chat.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you, April. And yeah, I'm gonna just let everyone know where you can find this information after the presentation today. Also, as Amy mentioned, you are welcome to call into our Kin for Kid line and ask our support specialists to help you access this information, or we can send it to you as well. So just let us know how we can get it to you, and we'll be happy to do that. For those of you on the phone, I'm going to go ahead and give you the name of the link so that you can write that down if you want to. But I want to start by showing you all our Kinship Navigator program website. So the website address is education.missouri.edu/navigators. So if you navigate to that site and click on the Kinship Navigator program link here up at the top, you'll get to our main page. All right, so as you know, we have lots of resources for you to check out on our webpage, but what I want to spend some time sharing with you today is where you can find this information and additional information from previous presenters at these meetings. So we have a materials link and a videos link. If you click on the materials link under the support group heading, it will take you to our page that we have set up for you to access at your leisure. These are all the presentation slides and handouts that past presenters have given us permission to post for the public to access. So those are out there. If you scroll down a little bit, we've also posted information that are not in slide format, but in different types of formats, such as links to books, links to videos, links to different articles and websites on trauma-informed care. And then, like we were talking about earlier, the gardening and cooking section of this materials site has those links that we included in the slide today, as well as the videos that Justin shared with us. So we have starting tomato seeds, container gardening, direct seeding, farm your yard series, and farm to school lesson videos. So lots of cool things there. Then we also have a videos link that you can click on, and we are working hard to build our video library. So for those of you who want to listen to a presentation again, or maybe you have a friend or a neighbor or somebody who would also benefit from hearing the information but is not able to attend our support group meetings, you can always let them know that we have some videos posted from these support group presentations on our website. So just wanted to share that all with you and let you know that that's available. We don't have these slides from today posted out there yet, but we will work to get those out there by, I would say, mid next week or so. And with that, I will go ahead and see if there are any additional questions or comments or thoughts about what we were sharing with you today about summer activities. All right, well, if you have questions later on, just let us know. We'll be happy to see what we can do to help you research some fun things or help you find camps or other activities for your kiddos over breaks or the summer.